Hey everyone, this is Six-Path Weeb. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into a fun fanfic scenario. What if Naruko met Cynthia in the Pokémon world? Before we begin, a quick disclaimer, the content on this channel is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any of the anime footage used in my videos. All rights and credits go to their respective creators and copyright holders. Let's jump right in. There are many things people just shouldn't do. Like ever. And Naruko Namikaze knew that very well. From personal experience, she could tell you that dimension hopping was one of those things. Crazy? Yes. Reckless? Definitely. Something she had second thoughts about? Absolutely. Defeating a mighty guardian, saving entire villages, even performing incredible feats of skill, Naruko could do all of that. But being sent to another world, where animals fought battles for humans. That was an entirely different story. It took her an entire year, and 1,000 shadow clones, just to adjust to the new language, culture, and battle style of this strange new land. She had discovered she was in a place called the Sinnoh region, and two legendary creatures, Dialga and Palkia, might hold the secret to sending her back home. After months of studying ancient scripts, puzzling over strange symbols, and poring over endless books, Naruko finally felt ready to begin her journey, hoping to find the legendary Pokémon and earn their help. Fight, Seika, Naruko shouted, tossing her Pokéball into the air. With a flash of red and white, the ball opened, and out stepped a magnificent nine-tailed fox. Her fur shimmered in the light, tails flowing as if caught in a gentle breeze. "You're up, Faulkner," Naruko called confidently, a mischievous grin spreading across her face. "Humph. You better be worth my time, kid." Faulkner, the gym leader, responded. "Raichu, go." The electric mouse Pokémon zipped onto the field, cheeks sparking with electricity. Naruko didn't just want to face the gym leader, she was also determined to collect all 8 badges in Sinnoh before tackling the legendary quest. "This is a 3-on-3 battle," the robotic referee announced. "Only the challenger may switch Pokémon. The battle ends when all 3 of a side's Pokémon are unable to battle." Yeah, Naruko interrupted, waving her hand dismissively. "Start the match already." The referee gave a tiny beep of acknowledgement, and the battle began. "Jump," Naruko commanded. Seika leapt effortlessly, a blur of fiery orange in the air. "Raichu, use," Faulkner started. Naruko clapped her hands sharply, stopping in mid-sentence. Seika streaked toward Raichu, a tunnel of flames trailing her like a comet. With the perfect combination of speed and fire, she struck with a dazzling flamethrower, sending Raichu tumbling safely but decisively out of the way. The gym leader blinked, impressed. Raichu is unable to battle. Ninetales wins. "Seika did all the work," Naruko said, smiling proudly as she recalled her Pokémon. Faulkner laughed, shaking his head. "I underestimated both of you." The battle continued, with Naruko swapping Seika for her graceful Leafeon, Kiyomi. Even against Faulkner's formidable Electivire and Luxray, Kiyomi moved with elegance, quickly winning the remaining rounds. It was the kind of battle that left Faulkner thinking, I haven't seen teamwork like that in years. I'd love to see them battle together again someday. A few days later, Naruko found herself in a quiet, shadowy ruin. "There must be something here. Something important," she murmured, brushing her fingers over the intricate carvings in the stone. Her Luxray, Raiden, stood beside her, sparks of electricity softly lighting the area. Suddenly, Raiden growled, its mane crackling. Naruko turned to see a figure stepping into the lantern light. A woman, tall and graceful, with piercing gray eyes and long blonde hair, looked back at her. "Who are you?" Naruko asked gently, keeping her hand near her hidden tools but not threatening. "I could ask you the same thing," the woman replied, a small smile tugging at her lips. She wore sleek black clothing and carried herself with the confidence of a skilled athlete or warrior. "I'm Naruko," she said. "I'm exploring these ruins." "Cynthia," the woman said simply, scanning the carvings. Naruko blinked. "Cynthia. Okay. Since you're here too, want to explore these ruins together?" Cynthia's lips curved into a faint smile. "Sure. But be careful, Naruko. These ruins have been here a long time. They have stories to tell." As the two of them moved deeper into the ruins, Naruko felt a spark of excitement. She wasn't alone in this strange world, and together, maybe she could uncover the secrets that would help her return home. And so, a new friendship, and adventure, began. As you could guess, The next few days Naruko spent talking with Cynthia about the 2 legendary Pokémon she wanted to meet. It took most of the first 2 days for Cynthia to open up a little, but Naruko's cheerful energy and silly jokes slowly won her trust. They shared stories and exchanged knowledge, though Naruko kept her true reasons for seeking the legendary Pokémon to herself, partly because they sounded too unbelievable, and partly because she genuinely enjoyed Cynthia's company and didn't want to scare her away. Seika, her fiery dragon-like Pokémon, wasn't usually warm to strangers, but even she quickly took a liking to Cynthia. In fact, all of Naruko's Pokémon, except for the ever-serious Raiden, adored her. Seeing this made Naruko's heart swell. Her Pokémon were like family, and Cynthia had become someone she could truly call a friend. "So, how long did it take you to learn the unknown language?" Cynthia asked lazily, stirring her drink with a silver spoon. Naruko grinned across the table. "Would you believe me if I said, a year?" Cynthia blinked. "A year? Probably not. But then again, I am talking to the girl who somehow talked her way past a Team Galactic member." Naruko scratched the back of her head sheepishly. "I suppose you're still waiting for the story on that." Cynthia raised an eyebrow, and Naruko could feel the lecture coming. "Well," she began slowly, "it's a long story and—" "I have time," Cynthia interrupted. She added thoughtfully, "After all, you're buying the drinks, right?" Naruko froze for a second, caught off guard by the confident look in Cynthia's eyes. She gulped, feeling a little flustered. "Oh, of course," she stammered, heat rising in her cheeks. Cynthia's smile widened into a teasing smirk, and Naruko groaned inwardly. Beautiful women were going to be her undoing, she just knew it. By the time Cynthia ordered another drink, and a triple scoop of ice cream as a chaser, Naruko could almost hear her wallet crying. "Wait, Cynthia," Naruko said hesitantly as she stood beside Seika, who was crouched and ready for flight. "Are you the Sinnoh League champion?" Cynthia looked down at her from the balcony, surrounded by children asking for her autograph. "Yes," she replied with a calm smile. Naruko facepalmed. "I'm an idiot," she muttered under her breath. And with the lighting of the Sinnoh League flame, the Lily of the Valley Sinnoh League is officially underway. Naruko gazed at the night sky as fireworks erupted behind the torch, a flash of familiarity in her chest. It reminded her faintly of the Chunin exam she had taken back home. She looked at Seika, whose amber eyes gleamed with excitement. "We going to win this?" Naruko asked. "Of course," Seika replied firmly. Naruko then spotted Cynthia on the balcony, smirking at her. Naruko grinned back, giving a confident wink, then turned her attention to the match board. The first round began, and Seika darted forward, spinning into a blazing flame wheel that gently but firmly nudged her opponent's Venusaur off the field. The announcer's voice rang out. "Amazing! Naruko has completed her first round using only one Pokémon." From the stands, Brock whispered, "Wow! She's strong." Ash nodded, determination sparkling in his eyes. Brock's smile widened. "She's definitely someone to watch." Later, Naruko sat calmly at her station, scrolling through her opponent's info. Her next challenger's strongest Pokémon was Water-type, which made her eyes light up. Finally, a proper challenge. "See, I knew she'd know who I am," a voice shouted, making Naruko nearly fall out of her chair. Her opponent, Barry, and 3 others entered, grinning excitedly. Barry boasted loudly. "She's checking my data. That means she knows who I am." Naruko chuckled inwardly. Data can't predict everything, she thought. Cynthia stepped in just then, walking confidently through the room. "Very good, everyone," she said with a warm smirk. "You all performed wonderfully today." Naruko smiled at Cynthia, and Cynthia returned it, subtle but reassuring. Barry stammered, awed. "Why, you're Cynthia, the champion. And what brings you here?" Naruko asked quickly, before Barry could get too flustered. "Just to wish you luck," he replied. "You're gaining quite a fan base, I see." Naruko blinked, glancing out the window where a small fangirl peeked shyly. She grinned to herself. This adventure was only just beginning, and she couldn't wait to see what fun and friendship awaited. The quarter-final match is about to get underway. We have Barry versus Naruko. The winner will move on to the semifinals. The announcer took a short breath before continuing, "Let's see our battlefield today." The field between both blondes shifted slightly, its appearance changing from the usual stadium to a much more uneven setting. Miniature mountains jutted up across the field, and a few randomly scattered stones dotted the terrain. "And it's rock!" the announcer screamed, for what must have been the umpteenth time that day. Now let's see what Pokémon they'll use. Skarmory, let's battle. Barry called, sending a steel-winged eagle onto the battlefield. Fight, Seika, Naruko shouted, and a fire-type Pokémon appeared on her side in a ball of flame. So get ready for the 3-on-3 battles of the quarterfinal round. Barry will have the first move. The referee announced, raising her flags, begin. Skarmory, use spikes. Barry ordered without missing a beat. Smart move. Naruko smiled, excitement flickering across her face. Despite her calm demeanor, she was eager to see how this battle would unfold. Naruko clapped thrice, and Seika released a blazing flamethrower from her maw. Skarmory tried to dodge, but, thanks to Naruko's training, Seika had gained incredible speed. The fire-type attack hit the steel Pokémon squarely, sending it spiraling down and instantly knocking it out. Skarmory is unable to battle. The referee called. Return, Barry said, patting the Pokéball. You did great. He turned to face Naruko. Your Ninetales is impressive. But even the strongest fire types are weak against water. Go, Empoleon. Barry swung his arm dramatically. Use Hydro Cannon. Seika, quick attack, Naruko commanded. Her partner leapt with incredible speed, narrowly avoiding the water blast. Again. 9. Seika barked, charging forward and slamming into Empoleon. The penguin Pokémon stumbled back, flippers flailing to regain balance. Empoleon, use Water Pulse. Barry instructed. Jump, Naruko shouted. Seika soared through the air. Now, Giga Impact. A brilliant multicolored glow surrounded Seika as she launched herself at the water Pokémon, striking it with a precise but powerful blow. Empoleon crashed to the ground, defeated. The referee waved her flag. Empoleon is unable to battle. Naruko turned to Seika, her eyes sparkling. Can you continue? Seika nodded eagerly. Barry gritted his teeth but stayed positive. Go, Hitmonlee. He called, sending out one of the 3 possible Tyrogue evolutions. Begin. The referee shouted. Hitmonlee, use Mega Kick, Barry commanded. Naruko clapped once. Seika ignited into a spinning blaze of fire, leaping at Hitmonlee and knocking it into a nearby rock. A final flamethrower blast sent Hitmonlee tumbling. Hitmonlee is unable to battle. Naruko is the victor. The referee declared. Nice work, Seika, Naruko praised, and the Ninetales puffed up proudly, tails waving in delight. From the stands, Ash tightened his fist, preparing for the next match, while Barry walked over and shook Naruko's hand with a good-natured smile. Dash. The semi-final match is about to get underway. We have ASH versus Naruko, the winner will go into the final match. Now let's see our battlefield today. Once again, the battlefield shifted, this time with tall grass sprouting across the terrain. And aha! It's grass. Both Ash and Naruko shared a glance, silently agreeing that the battlefield's strange appearances made things interesting. So prepare yourselves, folks, for a 6-on-6 full heated battle. Let's see what Pokémon they will use. Just because you're a friend of Cynthia's doesn't mean I'll go easy on you, Naruko called, reaching for a Pokéball. Wouldn't want you to. Ash replied with a grin. Fight. Naruko threw her Pokéball onto the field. Coda. A Lucario appeared, legs twitching with anticipation, hands glowing faintly with blue aura. Naruko wanted Seika to rest. After 3 consecutive battles, any Pokémon would be tired. Alright then, go, Heracross. Ash called, sending out a massive bug Pokémon, its enthusiasm evident in its fierce stance. It has been determined that ASH will have the first move. Heracross lunged forward. Hyper Beam, Ash shouted. Dodge. Coda grunted telepathically, sidestepping the beam with a graceful flourish that made Naruko proud. No need to be mean, Naruko chuckled, clapping twice to encourage her Pokémon. Coda prepared an aura sphere in its left hand and rushed forward, striking Heracross with a palm attack that looked eerily similar to Naruko's own Rasengan. Heracross was sent flying but quickly regained its balance, determination shining in its eyes. Are you okay? Naruko asked gently. Hera. The Pokémon responded, ready to continue. Alright then, Heracross, use Megahorn. Ash called. End it with close combat, Naruko commanded. Coda readied herself, energy glowing as she prepared to meet Heracross' attack head-on. The aura Pokémon seemed to vanish, moving so fast it was almost invisible. In a blink, she reappeared in front of the bug Pokémon, arms crossed in front of her face, before she unleashed a dazzling flurry of punches. Each strike moved like a choreographed dance, reminiscent of a famous green spandex wearing duo from stories Naruko had heard about. With one final aura-charged palm strike, the Heracross tumbled gently to the ground. Heracross is unable to battle. Lucario wins. The referee announced. The aura Pokémon smirked, clearly enjoying the applause and cheers from the crowd. Show off, Naruko muttered with a small smile, not upset at all. She understood, after all, she loved the attention too. Ash pulled out another Pokéball, his expression determined. Go, Torkoal. A turtle-like Pokémon emerged, smoke curling gently from its nostrils as it chanted its name in a quiet mantra. Do you want to continue, Kota? Naruko asked. The answer came as a firm nod and a telepathic of course. Naruko nodded to the referee. Begin. Torkoal, use flamethrower. The turtle roared, fire erupting from its mouth in a bright, twisting stream. Naruko clapped 5 times, and Kota tensed, ready to respond. Now, she shouted. Without hesitation, Kota released a hyper beam. A few flames brushed against her fur, but the satisfaction of sending the turtle Pokémon flying made her grin despite the sting. Torkoal is unable to battle. Lucario wins. Ash sighed as he recalled his Pokémon. Naruko noticed Kota wince slightly, her right arm brushing over a faint burn. It looked like she needed a moment to recharge, but Kota's determination was unwavering. Go, Gible. Ash called. Kota? Naruko asked, concerned. She could tell her partner was feeling the effects of the earlier fight. Kota waved dismissively. I'm fine. I can still fight. All right, then, Naruko said, giving the referee another nod. Begin. Gible, use Rock Smash. The little dragon type charged, hand glowing as it struck, sending the aura Pokémon back a few steps. The burn from the previous attack still lingered, but Kota quickly regained her focus. Gible, Draco Meteor. Ash called. A small fiery ball floated into the air. Naruko grinned. Think you can dodge that? Kota's mind replied with a pained but determined yes. The aura Pokémon twisted and flipped, dodging the fiery assault with incredible agility. Occasionally, her palms glowed as she positioned herself in a martial arts stance, mirroring the legendary techniques she had admired. Naruko clapped once, and Kota leapt into a sweep kick, meeting Gible midair in a move that looked like a spinning whirlwind of energy. Both Pokémon recoiled, but Kota's form allowed her to regain her balance first. Quick attack again. Dodge, Ash called. Kota glided nimbly out of the way, letting the battle continue as Ash's Pokémon struggled to adapt. Phew, Naruko muttered, smiling. Good job, Kota. You deserve a rest, she recalled Kota and released another Pokéball. Fight, Tamatsu. A Gallade appeared, spinning gracefully into place, one arm shielding her face and the other posed dramatically behind her. Gall. Go, Sceptile. Ash called. Naruko clapped 3 times. Tamatsu glided over the field, a leg erupting in a flaming kick. The Gallade spun, meeting the attack with a perfect counter, creating a dazzling display that left the audience gasping in awe. From the stands, Dawn whispered to Brock, that's why she looked familiar. Yeah, Brock replied, voice steady. She's a trainer who's faced tough battles before. Tamatsu spun like a fire wheel at Sceptile, who dodged just in time. Quick attacks and leaf storms collided, and eventually, Sceptile was knocked unconscious. Gallade is unable to battle, the referee announced. Nice one, Sceptile. Ash called, and the Pokémon smirked back, crossing its arms. Sorry, that was my fault, Naruko said, recalling Tamatsu. I underestimated them. Fight, Seika. Her 9 tails pranced onto the field, ears twitching. Ash's jaw tightened at the sight of her. Did I wake you? Naruko asked gently. 9, Seika replied, her tails flicking. I'll give you a poffin to make it up to you. 9? How about 2? 9. 2.5? 9. Fine. You get 3, Naruko said, shoulders slumping in playful defeat. Pokémon never quite understood the concept of limits. Begin? Naruko clapped once. Seika shot forward, faster than anything on the field, flames spinning around her in a fiery tunnel. Spin. 9. Seika called, performing a blazing version of Fang over Fang. Sceptile didn't even have a chance to blink before it was knocked unconscious. Sceptile is unable to battle. Nice, Seika, Naruko praised. 9. The Pokémon answered proudly, tail swishing. Go, Swellow. Ash called. Seika's eyes met Naruko's. Ready? Naruko asked. 9. Seika confirmed. Naruko clapped again. Flames swirled around Seika as she launched into the air. Swellow soared toward her, preparing an aerial strike. Now, Naruko shouted. 9. Seika released a brilliant fire blast. Swellow, caught in its momentum, couldn't dodge. Swellow is unable to battle. Return, Swellow, Ash instructed, recalling his Pokémon. His jaw clenched in frustration, but Naruko smiled, proud of her team. The crowd roared in excitement, and Naruko took a deep breath. The battles had been tough, but she knew Kota and Seika were ready for whatever came next. It was their moment to shine, together. Pikachu. Ash smiled down at his longtime companion, a determined gleam in his black eyes. You know I'm not about to give up. He pumped his fist. I say let's show her just how strong we are. Pika, Pika. The electric Pokémon cheered, bouncing with excitement before launching herself onto the field. And Ash chooses Pikachu for his final Pokémon. Can you continue? Naruko once again inquired. 9. Okay, I'll give you 4 Poffins if we win this. 9. Seika called, immediately perking up at the sound of her favorite treat. Begin. You're strong, Ash, Naruko grinned. Not many people can get the best of Kota. Thank you, you too. Let's make this match count. You got it, Pikachu, use quick attack, full speed. The electric mouse Pokémon dashed across the field in a zigzag motion, moving so fast it appeared as a white blur. Seika, use agility to dodge. The Ninetales flickered out of existence, leaving Pikachu to only attack air. She reappeared behind Pikachu, fire gathering in her mouth once more. Pikachu, use Volt Tackle. Naruko clapped once, and Ninetales surrounded herself in what was becoming her signature move. Jump, and spin. Naruko ordered, knowing that a simple flame wheel, no matter how strong Seika was no match for a Volt Tackle. 9. Seika growled before following suit. The two attacks collided in a blaze of orange and yellow, causing Seika to stumble back with electricity coursing through her body, and Pikachu to wince as fire went through hers. Naruko clapped twice, and Seika reacted by releasing a fire spin, which surrounded Pikachu in a circular wall of fire. Pikachu, use quick attack to get out of there. Ash ordered, and his Pokémon shot upwards, her speed allowing her to jump out of the fire spin, only to meet the end of another flame wheel. Naruko clapped 6 times, and Seika grabbed Pikachu with her tails, wrapping around the electric Pokémon like a gentle hug. She began another flame wheel, spinning gracefully toward the ground. Pikachu, use Thunderbolt. Ash ordered. Seika, just hold on. The Ninetales winced but followed her partner's command as she descended toward the earth. Let go. Seika released the Pokémon, jumping off at the last moment, making the electric mouse land safely on the ground. Pikachu is unable to battle. Ninetales wins. The referee announced. Since all 6 of Ash's Pokémon are unable to battle, moving on to the finals is Naruko. And that is it, it's over. Naruko has defeated Ash and will be moving on to the finals. Ash made his way over to Pikachu, a small smile on his face. Are you okay, Pikachu? Pika. I'm proud of you. You battled so hard. Huh? Nice job, Ash, Naruko smiled, offering her hand to shake. I had a lot of fun. And Seika looks like she had too. She smirked, turning to her Ninetales, who merely sniffed at her. Thanks, me too. Ash grinned, accepting the friendly gesture. In his arms, Pikachu glanced toward Seika, who met the electric mouse's gaze. Pika? 9, Seika sighed, before reaching out one of her tails to shake Pikachu's paw. Both trainers smiled widely at the display. Good luck at the finals, Ash said, releasing Naruko's hand. And you for the rest of your journey, Naruko replied. Who knows? Maybe we'll meet again someday. Yeah, well, if we do, I want a rematch. Pika, Pika, Pikachu shouted in agreement, and Naruko grinned at their enthusiasm. Seika, on the other hand, only yawned lazily. Of course. Dash. And Naruko seals her victory using only her Ninetales and Lucario. Magmortar is unable to battle. Ninetales gets the win. The winner of the Sinnoh League tournament and next challenger of the Elite Four is Naruko. Yeah, good job, Naruko. Ash called from the stands. His friends merely shook their heads in amazement. That Ninetales is something else, Brock commented, while Dawn chuckled. That's an understatement. Naruko gave Ash a thumbs up, receiving another cheer from the crowd. She continued to wave at the spectators, a big, ecstatic smile lighting her face. Congratulations, Naruko. Thanks, Cynthia, she said bashfully, scratching the back of her head as the champion of the Sinnoh League shook her hand. Seika called out her species name happily, making Naruko glance back at her team. Each Pokémon chanted or grunted their names proudly, celebrating their achievements. Even though this marked a near end to her journey in Sinnoh, Naruko knew it would take a while longer before she found either Dialga or Palkia. But as she looked at a smiling Cynthia and her hyperactive Leafeon, she couldn't help but feel that this truly was a new beginning. That's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot. Thank you for watching. Best regards. 6 Path Weeb.